Blog Talk Radio.
You've seen him for years as Hollywood's bad guy on TV and in movies. Now, listen to him right here. Here's your host, the multi-talented Jasper Cole.
Yeah! All right. Well. Howdy, and welcome to On the Set with Jasper Cole. This is your host, Jasper Cole, coming to you live from the Blog Talk Radio studios right here in West Hollywood, California, in the historical Melrose Avenue district, coming to you on this Friday night, this smoky Friday night with fires in Los Angeles. We are joined by my ever-trusty, I call them my two co-hosts. There's Beauty and the Beast, and they can figure out who is who.
Right.
First, let's bring on my co-host, Mr. Ralph Cole Jr.
Hello.
Would you be the Beauty or the Beast?
I'm going to take the Beast position because Dara is much more suited to be the Beauty. Hello, planet Eartha.
Would that
Thank
be
you,
Dara
Ralph.
Zane Scully? Here we go. Woo!
Here we go.
Yes, indeed. The Duchess is back, and she is better than ever. I didn't say
She is
bigger.
here.
I said better than ever.
No, we don't need to
we
say
are
bigger.
so glad to have you back. Last week I had to do an homage to you because I was able to actually bring up some entertainment news that Jasper had not been made aware of yet.
Oh, how impressive.
Yes, so I was Dara last week for a split second because I had to do you proud.
I bet you did.
Yeah, he brought up the Amy Poehler. He brought up the Amy Poehler Will Arnett divorce, which I had not heard about. So that was a good one.
That's a really good one. That was a surprise. People were not expecting that. I guess they said the laughter died. Well, of course it did. You've had children.
Well, close your legs, everybody. Okay.
Close your legs to married men.
Speaking of, let's make sure everyone knows they can follow the show on Facebook at On the Set with Jasper Cole and Twitter On the Set W Jasper, or my trusty website, which is back up and running, by the way, jaspercole.com. Got to give a shout-out to our sponsors, Imagine That Productions, Tyrone Artworks, and Wayman Productions. And everyone, the call-in number is 646-727-1328. And we are calling this a roundtable fun-for-all Hollywood night because anything goes, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Now,
well,
Jasper,
we've got a big...
Go ahead.
We've got a big show ahead. We've got a returning guest who joined us early on last year when we first came on the air.
Around this time.
Extraordinaire Mr. Jonathan Jaxson is going to be calling in at 6:15 with the Inside Hollywood Scoop. As you know, Dara is our Real Housewife.
That's me. I'm a Real House.
Of Orange County. She is our outside Hollywood perspective, and Jonathan is going to give us a little inside Hollywood scoop tonight. And then at 6:30, we're welcoming back the ever-wonderful Mazels Mayhem with Mustang Sally. And at 7 o'clock, we have a wonderful guest, Amy Weber, who's one of Jonathan's clients. She's an actress
Amy Weber
and a singer.
is fierce, Jasper.
She's fantastic.
She has 1 million+ followers on Twitter, and you want to hear a 6 degrees of separation? My friend Christina, remember Jasper, the beautiful model?
Yes.
Yes, they used to model together in the 90s.
Well, another bit of surprise, she's with Sovereign Talent, where my client Alicia Minshew is with, and where Ralph started was also a client there, and Amy's a client there with Reagan, who is Alicia's agent.
Oh,
wow.
6 degrees, but she is a client of the wonderful Jonathan Jaxson, and I don't know, but I think Jonathan might be able to announce something else that's happening.
I'm getting some feedback. Did you hear that?
No,
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Maybe it's your beauty that's radiating through the phone.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, listen, I want to say also we're sending a shout-out. There's some really bad fires, unfortunately, this in the Bel Air, Mulholland area. The Getty Museum has been evacuated. The 405 is shut down on both sides. Miss Denise Boutte was on her way to an audition at Sony, and could not get there because of the fires. And that's the bad thing about the hot weather here in LA. It always seems to generate fires. So we send all our love out to people that are, in that area. So
I'm sorry Denise missed her audition.
Well, no, she finally got there, but she's generally late anyway because she says she's on Colored People time, CP time.
Oh.
That's her. Okay, listeners, that's Denise Boutet's wording, not Jasper Cole's. And
that's so funny because William, my little one, always tries to have me take him late to Hebrew school, and he says, Jewish people are always late. They don't show up, and I'm thinking, no, they're not. Not in our family. We're on time or early, always.
But, Dara, don't we have to also say a happy holiday? Because is it Rosh Hashanah starting?
Yeah, Rosh Hashanah, the New Year starting sundown Sunday night.
Well, I felt like I think a lot of the
Tova.
Yes, I think the holiday started tonight for a lot of people because the people were really traffic was a nightmare, worse than ever, and I'm assuming Monday it'll be probably light because everyone's off on Monday.
Well, because the Jews run Hollywood and they're all going to be in temple.
Well, thank God they run it because at least that's why it's up. It stays running. Otherwise, it'd be ran in the ground.
Oh, I say that facetiously because some people just, have their undies in a bunch over Jewish people at times.
Well, I was walking on Wilshire today trying to go into a building, and there were two guys, and they were doing a survey, and they said, sir, you're Jewish, aren't you? And I said, absolutely. And they said, well, can you donate X and black to some? I said, charity begins at home. Shalom Shabbat. And I kept going.
Shalom Shabbat. Well, that's a nice reversal.
All right, so
you're hilarious.
Jasper, whether you're playing Hollywood's bad guy, an Hasidic Jew, a homeless man, you are just all over the map.
Well, you know what? They were Hasidic with the beards and long hair, and they probably just thought I was as well.
Yeah, because with your beard and your long hair, too.
I said absolutely I am.
Did you tell them that you're Jesus and that you're not Moses?
I said I'm a cross between Charles Manson and Jesus. So today I feel like Charles Manson. I won't be donating.
Oh, right.
Because charity begins at home.
I don't like when people come up to me and ask me for money anywhere.
No, if they want to ask for an autograph or give me money, it's fine.
Yes, exactly. They want to throw chocolates at me, that's all good too. But I don't like when people come up and ask me for money because I think they should just stay out of our way. We're busy.
We're busy. And, we're takers, not givers, and that's in the best sense of the word.
You from day one.
I mean, Ralph, really, it's like, first of all, if we want to do what we want to do, you do it, your own way. And I'm not going to give money to somebody that walks up to me. I have no idea their history. Anyway, I digress.
Well, with me, it does depend on what they look like. Let's keep it real.
So if a supermodel walks up to you and says, can I have some money, you're going to give them money?
She'll at least get a conversation. I'll at least breathe. I'll stand there for a few seconds and see what she has to say.
Well, Jasper, it was like that time Iman came up to you on Santa Monica Boulevard, and she was all like, listen, I'm hungry. Look at me. And you were like, sorry, girl.
And then I realized it was you in drag going to an audition.
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness.
And I was like, bitch, Ralph, I know that's you. Just go make 10% for me and shut up.
Oh, dear.
Well, listen, speaking of drag queens, I wanted to get right into the entertainment this week because I wanted to talk about these new shows that debuted, the new season, especially like of the X Factor and The Voice, because you have drag queen Christina Aguilera going up against drag queen Demi Lovato and Britney Spears.
I don't really understand the whole
X Factor is not doing well in the ratings.
Pardon?
X Factor is not doing well in the ratings, and it's not.
Well, it's funny. It did $8.5 million, which is great, but The Voice did $10 million. So
exactly,
more people tuned in. But in the defense of The Voice, they were on more times during the week. But somebody, Dara, can some gay guy, somebody help Christina Aguilera?
Oh, well, okay. So I watch those shows with my boys, depending on which boy wants to watch what. And William, who is 11. He gets completely freaked out by her boobs. He says, Mom, they don't even look at what is she doing?
Well, are they? Well, first of all, tell him they're not real.
Are they fake?
Hello, Christina Aguilera used to be like a double A or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, when she weighed a pound,
Okay. Well, it's not a good look. For whatever reason, her cleavage is not a pretty cleavage. I'm not trying to be mean, but it's just not. So it's not a good look. I don't know why people I don't know how they'd let her get in front of the mirror and everybody tells her she looks good. Well, probably because she has a lot of yes people around her.
Well, she's paying them, exactly.
I guess, but it's just not a good look.
I mean, she's like Charo, not as pretty as Charo on the Love Boat days back in '77.
Yes.
I mean, she looks like she fell out of a piñata and the kids didn't want her.
Oh, Be Still My Heart. Wow. You're just...
The kids didn't even want her, and the flies
just
got on top of her and ate her because I don't get her.
Aren't we all about love and light here?
I am a peaceful Christian who is spreading the love.
Oh,
That's
here we go.
Do.
You know, when anybody starts a conversation with as a Christian...
well, what's the difference? What if I said as a Jew-ish person?
We don't do that. We don't do that.
Don't.
We don't. No.
Well, the thing, though, is apparently... is it Demi Lovato or Demi Lovato?
You know, I don't understand why she even got that job of all the people they could have put on there. Why
Well,
her?
they wanted to bring on her generation, because she's 15 years younger or 10 years younger than Britney, so
right.
They were trying to get that Nickelodeon Disney audience. But then she'd already gone to rehab for cutting herself and eating disorders, so...
Just in case people didn't know. Now they
do. She gets praised now for having a, quote, normal-looking body. I
Don't
love that
spill
in
your
Hollywood
coffee.
you get praised for not looking anorexic.
Right. Oh, Brittany does or Christina?
No, Demi does.
Demi does. Interesting. Okay.
Demi, yeah, she's bigger than Brittany. I think Brittany to me looks fierce. And here's the thing. Britney Spears has laughed all the way to the bank throughout all these years of drama. You know, when she was shaving her head and speaking in tongues and whatever, she was still making $40 million a year in endorsement deals and stuff. So she has the ability to just keep on going no matter what's happening. And the little bit that I saw on the show, she was fierce. I liked her.
Oh, good. God, Jasper, I love your wording. You were like, when she had her shaved head and was speaking in tongues.
Well, you know, like she was she was basically, you know, put into a ward and strapped down for, but she's been able to play that. She's been able to really make the most out of that whole image, and she's laughed all the way to the bank. So
right.
And now CeeLo Green has a pink bird on his shoulder.
I love. We call him Giblet. We just love the Giblet when he gets out of the chair and he just shakes his whole thing down to hug somebody. We love him. CeeLo Green.
Dennis and I got to fly back from Atlanta with him on the plane back in 2 months ago, and he had an entourage and a kid with him, but he does have those freakish little puppet hands though.
Oh.
Oh, they are. No, they really look like. No, they look like little, 2-year-old hands. I don't know if this is a birth defect, I apologize for making fun of it.
Oh, wow.
Because I hope it's not. I'm not making fun of the handicap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, we do love CeeLo. We think he's great on that show. It's a great combination of people on that show.
Yeah, I find the country guy a little boring, but...
Well,
yeah,
Dara,
but
which show do you prefer, X Factor or The Voice?
Well, I have not watched the X Factor because I have no interest in any of those people.
Well, I prefer the format of The Voice. I like the format of The Voice, and we are friends with Tony Luca and Kim Yarborough, friends of the show as well.
Yes.
I don't care for the way I watched X Factor last year. It's too hard to follow with the the groups, and then they try to. I like the format of The Voice. I like the fact that The Voice give somebody a chance, not based on how they look, to start with.
Oh, that's a good point. Dara, didn't you talk about 2 weeks ago that it was Simon Cowell that was on his yacht that saved somebody who was drowning in another boat?
No, but that sounds fabulous. Good for him.
Oh, that wasn't you because okay. I thought it was you talking about that because we were saying how, Simon was just on his yacht going, oh, yes, please go help those people over there.
Oh,
but what's happened, though, is all these shows have gotten so staged. Because, last season on The Voice, there was Tony Luca, who had a history with Christina, and then she shunned him. Now, on the X Factor, there was this poor guy that had been a backup singer of Britney's and had recorded with her, and he came on, and then she slammed him, and he had a breakdown and fell on the floor crying. But I heard on TMZ today that the truth of the matter is what really happened was they told him backstage, you have to have a secret when you got on stage. And he actually came out as a gay man on stage and then broke down and cried, but they cut that out of the show because, these shows are taped right now. They're not live.
Right.
So they sort of cut that part out, and they just make him look like this screaming queen that when she didn't like his voice, he fell down on the floor and started crying.
Well, why would they make him look bad? That's stupid.
Well, because they want to duplicate what Christina did to Tony Luca. The way
I see. At the expense of him announcing his lifestyle. Wow.
Yeah,
I don't really have much respect for that.
Manipulating society.
I don't really like that. How do you think about that,
that's
Jasper?
interesting. I mean, I didn't watch America's Got Talent, but I know you. Who won, Dara?
America's Got Talent, the Olate guys with the dogs, which was such a shock because I really thought that comedian guy would win, who's been at it for over 20 years. It was such a shock, but, I don't know. Maybe everybody just went for the animal. Obviously, they went for the animal act. So they won, and Sharon pretty much said there was a group of young kids that didn't get picked for the last people, and she said to them, "Don't worry, kids, it's my last show, too." I mean, she's been very open.
Well, she's mad
leaving.
about her son not getting on the reality thing. Yeah.
Right. I guess she doesn't have to worry about, jobs or anything for her to be so vocal like that.
Right. Well, she doesn't have the greatest reputation, but I did love her on Kathy Griffin that time, and she won me over. But
yes.
Yeah, I guess Sharon can be a diva, and God bless her. With that ugly-ass hair of hers, she can get away with anything, I guess.
Oh, you don't like the red hair?
No, Naomi Judd phoned that in first about 5 years ago.
About 50.
Jasper?
Huh?
As I'm looking at you across the table, and you just mentioned Kathy Griffin, I couldn't help but think you and Kathy Griffin would make a good couple together.
Oh, I love her. Well, I love her. And Dara, speaking of Kathy Griffin-ish people, Lisa Lampanelli, one of my favorite comedians, did you see she and her husband both had gastric bypass?
I read something about her, but I didn't remember. I didn't read the whole thing. But she was going to be on some show. But her and her husband both had it?
Yeah, she finally did her first interview. She's lost over 100 pounds. She looks like a different person, but she and her husband both had it. And she was just saying that, because she tried everything. She couldn't do it. She eats 4 ounces of food 4 times a day, and she just wanted everybody to know that she's just as mean and bitchy skinny as she was fat. So.
I think she'd be even mean and bitchier because you're not having the goodies.
Because she's hungry.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I'm hungry for carbs that are my enemies, and I would be nicer if I...
Well, you do have your carbs here and there. Just to kind of shock the system, like, hey, deal with this, guys.
Deal with this, bitches, right?
When you took me to
I think
Chinese
on your
food,
birthday, didn't you succumb and have like a bite of a piece of cake?
Well, Dennis used to say, just chew on it and spit it out.
Right, exactly.
Oh,
and he was talking about dinner too. But anyway.
Oh my goodness, well, Dara, that's
there
why.
We go. Yes,
that's
Ralph.
why at Jasper's last birthday they lit a chicken for him instead of a cake.
I heard, and I was sorry I wasn't there, but I think I'd been up there a few days before. Yes, Jasper,
he's right here, by the way, guys.
Jasper's I know,
right
your
here.
chicken and green beans.
Right. Well,
it pays off for him because Planet Eartha, this is Hollywood's bad guy who is cut like a knife.
He's fierce, and all my friends always say he's so muscly, and oh my gosh, he's like, I can't believe how muscular he is. So yeah.
Oh, I know. Everybody fawns over him. Like when we used to be at that other radio station, and the guests would come in, and they would just be like drooling over his butt.
I know. And
oh
he'd
my
buy
God,
them
this
donuts
is one time.
and cookies.
You notice I'm not cutting in. I'm just letting Ralph talk. I'm not cutting him off.
I know, because it's about you. Remember, Ralph? He would bring a pink box full of sweets, and he'd pretend that he baked all day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I would watch you guys eat them, and I would secretly judge you internally inside.
Totally.
I can't believe they're eating that, and that's so bad.
First of all, it wasn't secret, and it wasn't internal. You were totally...
I guess I thought I was using my inside voice, but it came out. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're hilarious. Yeah, Jasper,
well,
you're not really... Oh, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to move us along because we have a busy show. But I wanted to get to a couple of other news shows. The New Normal. Did you guys watch The New Normal?
Ellen Barkin is fierce on that.
Ralph, you love it. See, I feel like they're trying too hard.
I agree, Dara.
Now, Dara, the thing for me why I liked it is because You know, there was that moment when the male couple were in bed, and it was just very real and natural, the kiss that they gave each other. I mean,
that part was, yes.
That whole staging of the scene was very real to me, and what attracted me to it is that they weren't pounding us over the head that we're gay, so we have to tongue kiss, but they let it be a natural moment. Unlike Modern Family, that they don't allow that gay couple, they never have really any intimacy.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Well, I think
that.
the criticism that, first of all, I love Ryan Murphy, and I'm just happy he has another show on. My problem, I agree with what Dara said. It's an uneven show. In other words, Ellen Barkin, first of all, is not old enough to be a great grandmother to that young girl. She looks more like the blonde's mother, not grandmother.
Yeah.
I know, she's like a Jennifer Bassey.
Yeah, so that's one of the problems. And then also the gay couple is like so uneven. Like the kid from the Book of Mormon, I mean, could he be any more of a cartoon character? You know, he's like, they have him playing it just so over the top and so cliche, stereotypically gay. And they're calling it the new normal, like they want middle America to think this is what most gay couples are like. And I would say that they're actually in the minority of gay couples. So I would like a little more representation of, like, just average gay guys that aren't flamboyant all the time, you know?
Right. So they would need to introduce a gay couple like that on the show, like Shameless, Jasper.
Exactly. Well, listen, guys, I want to say I think we have our very special call-in guest on the line. Let me just see here. Could this be Jonathan Jaxson?
This is. Hello, guys.
All right.
Thank you for that welcome. Wow, that was extraordinary. I must say, that was better than any Playboy magazine I've ever read in my life.
There you have it, right there. Well, we just wanted to say welcome back to the show. It's been a coon's age, and I mean a raccoon, of course.
Yeah, of course. It's been a minute, right? Like, it was a bit crazy last time we talked.
How is Hot Lana doing? Because I know you're in Atlanta right now.
You know, it's so good, and I want to announce officially, Jasper, I hope you don't mind, but I've obtained you actually as a client.
Oh my God!
As of tonight, before the show, and so we're announcing to the world via me right now. And so I'm very excited to be working with Mr. Jasper Cole on his film career and multiple other projects we have excited that's coming up. And I have two girls here with me that are from Vampire Diaries, actually, and I can't give out their names, but they're sitting here and they're wasted at my place right now. So it's very fun.
First of all, I love that show, and they shoot that in Atlanta, and I love that they're drunk also. That's fantastic.
They are on top of each other right now, and girls are so funny because, you know, guys can't be like, you know, as a gay man, like, I can't go out and, like, have sex with a guy and just go with the girl the next day. It just doesn't work that way. But girls can totally, like, flirt with each other and be all over one another and make out, and then the next day, like, hear them now, like, and then the next day they're with guys and they're okay.
Oh, my God, this is like girl-on-girl action, and do you have a video camera? We can put it up on the website.
I totally have a camera, and I'm going to take a photo of it. One of them's in panties right now, and then the other is in regular clothes. But they've been trying on dresses, and one's like a size 0, so she's been trying on these ridiculous Fashion Week dresses. She just met me at Fashion Week, so she thinks she's fat.
Jasper and I try on dresses here, too.
Ralph, you're not supposed to
talk about that. Do you guys?
No, Ralph does, and then I give him my critique on it. Yeah.
Well, what's so funny, Jonathan, and first of all, welcome back to our show. You are a gem.
Thanks, Ralph.
Thank you. But, you know, a lot of times Jasper and I will sit here and play dress-up sometimes in the studio during the show.
Oh, my God. Here we go.
The reason why is because with this Hollywood bad guy image, and he does look really mean. Like,
I'm going to mute him in a second. Go ahead.
Like, if he didn't smile or talk, he does look really mean. But as soon as you start talking to him, he's strong.
Oh, I think he's muted.
No, Ralph, did you hang up?
No, did you mute me?
Oh, I thought you cut your mic over there. I'm watching Ralph right now. He's trying to talk to us and read Us magazine at the same time. So Yeah, but Jonathan, back to you.
Yes, back to Jonathan. Hi, Jonathan. It's Dara.
Hey, Dara. How are you, sexy?
I'm good.
Well, it's because of Dara that we all met.
Crazy stuff in Hollywood, by the way, guys.
Sorry?
Crazy stuff in Hollywood's been going on.
Yes. Give us your take on. You're our inside Hollywood.
I don't know. You have Dara for that. Let's be honest. But
Dara's outside. Remember,
I'm the outsider.
She's the real housewife.
Dara does contact me and go, "What the hell's going on?" Like, Jonathan, what is up with this story? And I'm like, "Look, I can't really talk about it, so I'm not going to reply to your DM on Twitter."
That's fine. I understand.
But no, I love you for it.
So listen, I hear something's going on with Dina Lohan today, isn't there?
Well, Dina is crazy. The whole Lohans. Lindsay was actually just in Atlanta. I saw her yesterday. They were filming. Her and Charlie Sheen, I guess, were filming Scary Movie 5. And she was killed off right at the beginning, which was fantastic. And sadly, it's going to be the story of her life by the time she's 30, which is horrible to say, but it's true.
It's sad. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, if you were to see her mom, did you guys see, first of all, the trailer, on Dr. Phil?
I did. I saw where she was supposed to come on, and then she didn't. She refused to come out or whatever.
Well, she had this whole mental breakdown on air, and so they totally blamed all this stuff. She blamed the editing. She blamed the producer. She called Dr. Phil a name or two. She was very jittery. She was back and forth. I don't know why she has to deny doing drugs or drinking or whatever. I know the whole Lohan clan, and I know who does what, and they're all sad. I mean, it's a
hot mess, the whole family. Is the younger daughter a hot mess too, or is she?
Allie, I don't know. I've met Lindsay several times and been in her posses throughout my career, and I was the first person to be with her when she met Samantha Ronson, and so I'm well adjusted to her habits and such.
Right.
But it's still very hurtful to see her continue to go down the spiral because she's so amazingly talented. She's an incredible talent, and of course now it's very hard because you see stuff that comes out and you don't really know if it's true because a lot of people are trying to write off of her debunk in Hollywood, and so the Chateau Marmont, people are just trying to make money, so they'll leak stories all the time,
right.
And they're doing it consistently with Lindsay, and it's very sad because a lot of the stuff isn't true, but then there's a lot of stuff that is true that is heartbreaking, so no one knows what to think anymore of her as an actress or as a person. But then she tweets a photo yesterday, the same day all this stuff comes out with her mother, of her saying, "This is what my mom has said would be cool," or something, and it was her with what'd you say?
That was stupid. I saw that.
Did you see it? It was ridiculous. And she had a cigarette in her ear and a cigarette in her mouth, hanging it out like she was cool.
Yeah.
I'm it's whatever to smoke. That's your own agenda. But to say that your mom that's your mom's approval. That's what your mom thinks of life is good of.
Yes.
What does that represent?
It is odd. It's very odd behavior.
And she's at the age. It's not and we talk about this with Dara sometimes. We've talked about this. She's at the age now where. I know her parents are fucked up, and but at a certain point, you can't even quit blaming. You have to stop blaming them. It's you're an adult now, and you're way past the age of, still blaming them when you're just a hot mess yourself.
Well, she's so accountable, and that's what's so sad, about the whole thing is, and Dina said in the interview, and Michael Lohan, he loves the attention just as much.
Oh,
and Dina has been very quiet, pretty much. But of course she makes money from her daughter. She's her manager. She's managed her. She's managed her kids. She grew up in show business. I have my own thoughts on Michael, but he is starting to kill me, so I will leave my thoughts about him behind. So
we have it on record in case you turn up
Yeah,
dead.
that's why I made sure I said that real quick.
Yeah.
So,
what is your take on Amanda Bynes? Speaking of the next hot mess that's coming up.
I feel really bad for her, and only because the media, once it takes hold, I only know what I went through for a very short period of something that was totally blown out of proportion with a certain character that's out there that everybody's well aware of if they just Google me for 1 second.
Right.
And that individual lied about me up and down, but at the end of the day, it was something that I was not expecting. The negative energy that came from that force of attention just hurt me as a human being. And so I can only imagine what it would do to someone that's in that limelight every single day, that lives it, eats it, breathes it. And Jasper, you know, I mean, you're out there on the red carpet. I stay on the red carpet, but I'm behind the scenes. I stay in Atlanta for the most part. I try to stay out of the scene, and then you have these other people who are daily, you know, that's part of their life. And Amanda's out there, and she's doing her thing, but she's not stopping. She needs rehab. I mean, I've spoken to one of her friends, a mutual friend of ours, and she's definitely an alcoholic, and she's lost. She's totally lost. I mean, she's dyeing her hair purple. And you see this often. I mean, look at Britney Spears. And it happens often. It's so I think Disney should be sued and these networks because, I mean, look at all the characters that are coming from those
Demi
shows.
Lovato also, right? Demi Lovato,
but thank God Demi Lovato really was the one to stand up and be an example. I applaud her so much for the things she did on X Factor with a contestant by the name of Janelle and doing what she did with her. And it was such a great moment, and she even won a Teen Choice Award for her being outspoken about bullying and such. And she admitted everything. You know, she admitted she had an eating disorder. And then you have someone like Leanne Rimes who's at a clinic supposedly for depression and anxiety. But let's be honest, the girl is like below a size 0. Like,
well,
she has a
just
problem.
Getting bad. That's for bad karma for breaking up a marriage, but that's besides.
Look, I mean, people love. I've had so many death threats just because of Lindsay. I mean, because of Leanne Rimes. I keep talking about Lindsay, but going back to Leanne Rimes because I did a charity event with her, and everybody, we had a decent friendship, and she just got really upset one day when I said to her that you're way too skinny, like. And I said it on Twitter, but I said, I made a joke out of it as best as possible because she made laughter of her weight often to deal with it. And for me, I was trying to be funny with it, but she took it very offensively. And I just felt like no one around her that was really being true to her or talking to her on a regular basis was saying anything to her. And I felt it was important for someone to say something. And I was the person to say it, but I tried to do it in a funny way.
Right.
And hopefully reach out to her and be like, look, you have a problem. Like, get help.
Well, I mean, she, that's a real sticky situation because she was married, he was married with children, and those are both situations that people should just avoid if they can. And, I think it's never quite sat right with her. It's pretty clear that she's not 100% in her life with the way her life went, or she wouldn't be plastering pictures of herself all over. Look how happy we are. It's that whole he who protests the loudest. Why does she have to shove it in everybody's face how happy they supposedly are?
Why doesn't she just go and sing? She's an amazing singer.
She's an amazing vocalist.
Exactly.
I mean, an absolute. But, the problem is she got so Hollywood. Leanne just a couple years ago was just a normal gal, and she loved singing, and she loved what that was about. Now they leak off the paparazzi, and she's gotten involved in, fighting with people on Twitter, and it's very consistent, and it's childish, foolish stuff.
Well, do you remember going back, I'm old, but when she was even just a teenager, she went through this whole thing with her parents, with her father, trying to emancipate.
She sued him.
They were going through a divorce, and, there was drama back then with her family, so... Yeah.
But she's had a hell of a life. I mean, let's not get it. I mean, Hollywood's not an easy place to be, and the people that are in it are very well aware, and I've seen a lot. I'm sure you can speak the same, Jasper. And Dara, you too, just from seeing it, and Ralph, everyone. But it's a very difficult life to be in as an entertainer. And
I think if you just focus on your craft and keep your nose out of the stuff, then it'll be much better.
And that's why you have someone like Nicole Kidman, who lives in Nashville, that's very, removed from it. You have someone like Demi Moore, who unfortunately went through a mini breakdown. But aside from that, she was very removed from everything.
Well, she did a few of those, pictures of, aren't we so happy, aren't we so happy? I mean, if you're happy, you don't have to say it. If you're pretty, you don't have to say it. If you're smart, you don't have to say it. Well, there's another
thing with Scientology and trying to keep up with the Joneses.
And she was married to Tom Cruise.
Exactly.
Yeah. back to Nicole Kidman. But well, Jonathan, you're the best. I'm so excited. I can finally announce to everyone that yes, we are going to be working together, and lots of big things happening with us. And I know you're going to be a big part of the radio show going forward. So.
Yeah, I'm going to be very, I would love to dish the dirt. I used to do it on TV every day, and so I'm glad to be part of something magical in the works with a great team with you guys, and in particular working with you, Jasper, and a lot of your upcoming film projects and a lot of things that people aren't maybe aware of, and expanding that in different realms. And
I love the fact you're in my home state of Georgia and my former city of Atlanta. So.
And you've got to come back.
I'm ready. Absolutely.
And Jonathan, I was so happy when Jasper told me you were coming back, because back in January when you were on our show, we had so much fun with you that afterward, Jasper and I talked, and we were saying, oh, God, this guy Jonathan is so much fun. We have got to totally have him back. And then Jasper told Dennis, this guy is really great. And you left such a great taste in our mouth, no pun intended. Or maybe I didn't say a word.
Hello.
Thank you.
Oh,
dear. God damn it. But anyway, you were so much fun on our show. It's just really fun to have you back.
Well, no, I really appreciate that. That's so extremely kind. I don't say compliments very well, but thank you, Ralph. It's crazy that it's been that long, that we've rejoined together again, and I'm sorry that it's been that long on my behalf. Dara's reached out to me a few times and has always been supportive throughout the whole journey of mine. And it's about finding yourself and finding your pure happiness. But now I just love to have fun. And at the end of the day, I'm still very honest. I have great clients and adding more, and the firm's growing. And I'm very excited about the things happening, but I can still be honest and candid about the industry, and I think that's what's so great about this show in particular is you guys are part of the industry, but you're still so candid and active with the voice, and I think that's what makes people real and exciting. People love to hear what's really on the inside and behind this velvet rope.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just the little stories that you were able to share with Planet Earth about Lindsay Lohan, it's a really nice perspective to get it from both points of view, or from Leanne Rimes, and not to mention that, you've been threatened doing a job that you love to do, and it's nice to hear it from that perspective. It's not a phony perspective. It's like, this is actually happening, guys.
Yeah, and it's freaky. It's scary. I mean, I'm not going to lie, being with Leanne Rimes one day, and we're on the beach in Jacksonville, Florida, and, her husband is skinny dipping on the ocean, and, it's an amazing feeling of just normalcy, and then to see her go back to Hollywood and go down that, you feel for these people. Watching Mary-Kate Olsen collapse in front of you due to cocaine, and no one pick her up but her bodyguard, and all of her friends so high out of their minds they just don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And those things hurt you so bad, and my making out with Cuba Gooding Jr. and seeing all these things about him, that are coming out, that he's bitch-slapping, all these female bartenders.
I remember seeing him when he first was in that movie, and he was...
Which one? Boat Trip?
No, it must have been in the 90s.
Jerry Maguire?
Well, what was even before that? Maybe it was Jerry Maguire, and he was at the shopping mall off of La Cienega. Jasper, help me. The shopping mall.
At Beverly Center?
Yes. And he was married at the time with small children, I believe.
And he still is.
And he was completely trying to hit on this girl. He's going up the escalator, and she's coming down the escalator. And I remember just thinking, what a pig.
But, it's so it's so
you're
sad,
out in the public, and
all
it's
these
obvious.
men.
Pardon?
It's all the men in Hollywood, and it's all the women. It's this very sick, infested world. But I think as human beings, we so don't know how just on the outside, especially as gay men, speaking for myself, and it's hard to feel like you're part of something. So when you finally find something, and then you find something again, it's like the next best thing. It's like that movie. And you're consistently going over and over in your head, well, maybe I didn't find the right thing, because it's such a small world. As big as it seems, it is very small, and it's very lonely. So these people go home, and they film movies with these other fellow actors and stuff. And, yeah, life sounds great. You have kids, you have a family, but you're missing so much of yourself, and that's why you're an artist. That's why you're into acting. That's why you're doing those things.
Well, Jonathan, it's like Jasper has always said, They're at home with their head in a bowl of their own sick. Okay.
Wow, I like that.
They're in face down in the big thing of chocolate ice cream. So.
Oh well. Hello.
Yeah.
Look, I like
the happier they are in public, the farther their face is buried in the ice cream.
Oh my God.
Listen, guys, speaking of what Jonathan's amazing client, Amy Weber, is joining us at the top of the hour. So, Jonathan, thanks again for that hookup as well.
No, Amy's amazing. Yeah, no, it's an honor.
And
now you're part of the team.
Can we say beautiful again?
Beautiful,
yes.
Beautiful, stunning. And, she is an amazing actress. And, yesterday I got to do phoners with her. We were doing radio interviews for her film that's outcoming. And the way that she speaks about her life, I mean, she has such a kind heart. She had this great ABC show, which she needs to tell you guys about, that was short-lived. And it went through some troubles with the network. Good Samaritan, yeah. And her heart is in the right place. But, I mean, she has over 1 million Twitter followers. She's done Maxim. She's done everything. She's a mother of 2 twins, beautiful body, beautiful woman, cancer survivor. I mean,
you know what? She has an old acquaintance that's a very dear friend of mine, Christina Brown Muzzy. They were fellow models.
No joke.
No joke. My girlfriend, Christina Brown Muzzy, and she said, she saw that we were going to have her on, and she says, oh, my goodness, I worked with her. She says she was totally darling and sweet and the whole thing.
Yes.
She's so non-Hollywood, and, I enjoy that. It's refreshing. It's refreshing to have those people that are just, like, amazing, and that are just so refreshing. And I love working with those people. And
Jonathan,
I have
speaking of refreshing, are the 2 girls still, have they passed out from the Vampire Diaries?
No, they haven't passed out. They actually I had to come out on my patio. I'm on the 11th floor. And they just came out. They've been dressing, and I've been seeing titties and
wow.
Ralph
loves titties, by the way. Ralph does like a good titty.
I do love breasts.
Don't you? I don't know what it is with gay men, Ralph, but,
I love the butt, Jonathan, breast, and the number 8. And the number 8 is like a breast or a butt.
That's so true. Did you guys hear that, girls? They're back inside drunk. No, look, I don't drink, so it's going to be very fun tonight. We're going to go out and paint the town. I flew them both in for the weekend to have a quote-unquote girls' weekend to get away from work. I've done so much, and I've been working with Nicole Murphy, and it's been absolutely amazing. And so, to have these 2 girls that are from a hit show and to see them relax and just strip down in my place.
Well, a good roofie was always good too. So.
Well, I'm so scared to do that because I'm afraid I'd be the one to kill them, and then it'd be a true diary.
Well, it would be some breaking news for the press for that one. But
I've already had enough drama in the press for the past week and a half with Nicole Murphy. I don't need any more. Love Nicole Murphy, but this whole thing has been blown out of proportion, and I wish her well. She's a great gal. And I just hope it settles soon because.
Well, listen. Hopefully, your biggest drama will be Jasper Cole cuts his hair. So
that
will be.
From this point forward, I will not deal with any more divas. And after talking with you, I made sure that I had a psychotherapist on the phone, which you didn't know, and you are seemingly passing at high bars. However, you stay up late night hours, and that does concern me a little bit.
Totally late night hours, yes.
He does.
Yeah, and so you're a late night owl, and so that does concern me. And how you get up early, I don't know. And so I do have some questions, but we'll talk about that on a personal level.
Yes, we will.
We'll keep it on the DL.
Listen,
but,
Jonathan, as they always say on the coffee mug, if you need somebody to talk to about a certain thing, call me, okay? Come sit with me, okay?
I love it, Ralph. I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Well, listen, buddy, you're the best. I'm so excited we're going to be working together, and have a wonderful, wonderful, great weekend.
You guys, too, and thanks for having me back on, and I'm so excited to be working with you guys. And
you're very welcome.
I'm very excited.
Thank you for following me immediately on Twitter. I appreciate it, Jonathan.
Oh, my gosh. No, my honor. We got to grow this Twitter following and
this
show.
Yes, we do. Let's get this radio show Twitter follower going.
This radio show has got to expand. We must expand it, and that's going to be the first and foremost thing that we do at My Plans with Jasper and growing this show because it's an incredible show, and it has been, but it's so underrated, really, with the community. doesn't get to hear. And it is a Friday night, so maybe we need to move it to a different night so people
we can do that. We can do that. We are wide open.
Thank you so much, Jonathan, for all of these great enthusiastic.
Well, Jonathan, go take care of your bitches. And
my bitches, thanks. They're nude. I'm so going to take photos. I wish we could, we got to start a blog, by the way. And so that way we can have, a blog attached to the radio show.
Yeah, take some photos so we can attach it to On the Set with Jasper Cole.
Yes, but I can't show their faces because they would kill me. But I still want to
Just show their titties.
Just show their titties.
I'll show their titties and I'll show their rears. This is amazing. I love it.
Okay, buddy. Take care. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Weekend.
You guys too.
Jonathan.
Great evening.
Take care.
Oh, he's the best, isn't he? Yay! Well, listen, guys. We are going to. I have to bring on Mustang Sally. Is everyone staying on?
You know what? I am going to say good night because Mr. Kevin would like to go to dinner.
Well, listen, Dara, you're the greatest, and thanks for hanging in there for this long on the first half. And tell Kevin thanks for letting us keep you a little longer. And
yes, I will.
Have a great weekend.
Dara,
it's
so nice to have you back. You're like comfort food.
Thank you. That's a compliment. Thank you so much, Ralph. All right, you guys have a great rest
care.
of the show.
Have
I'll
a good
listen
one.
Later.
All right.
Okay.
Bye, Dara.
Mustang Sally. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry we kept you waiting, my dear.
Yeah, I know how it is. I know how you guys are.
How are
you? All good. Good evening, folks. How is everybody?
Good evening, Miss Tang.
Hello,
we are
Ralph.
good to go. Everything's a little off because, we had my new publicist, Jonathan Jaxson. We officially announced tonight that his company is now repping me on all levels, and he's taking over the radio show and gonna get us out there to syndicators and really take us to the next level. So
to a whole nother level.
But more importantly, welcome back. And
hi. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Listen, I lost my voice a little bit this week, so
that's okay.
It's still there though, right? You can hear me?
Yeah, you sound great. Just sexy as always.
How is everybody this week?
It's been a busy, good week, right, Ralph?
Yeah, I see you guys.
I said it's been a busy week. Ralph is. Let me paint a quick picture of Ralph. Ralph he has an Us magazine. He has, I guess they're hot wings from a restaurant down the street. He's got a whole thing of not napkins, but a roll of paper towels instead of napkins. And
because the shit gets greasy. Okay.
And he's
oh my goodness,
I don't know if we would call this a hoodie. He's in like a onesie, it looks like. You're like in a onesie.
It's just a little zipper, light hooded thing because it's really hot here today. I look really good in it, though, don't you think, Jasper?
Yeah, I mean, you really do. You're pulling it off as only you could do it. Because I don't know, are they shorts, culottes? What are those?
Culottes.
My fisherman pants.
Oh, fisherman pants. I'm sorry. A little
butcher.
butcher.
Well, that works. What you going fishing for?
Mustang, I'm sorry you're not getting the visual, but...
Well, you know what, Ralph? Send me a picture later.
Right.
Definitely. See what you can do.
Oh, my God. We are so crazy tonight. Well, Miss Tang, this guy, Jonathan, that we had on, who's Jasper's publicist, he was on our show in January. And he shed a lot of good information then. And we both had so much fun with him. And just as things happen, time goes on, people change, blah, blah, blah. So we haven't been in touch with him. But serendipitously
can you say that 5 times fast?
He cannot. He's got chicken juice all over his face.
He is back in our lives. Dara first discovered him and had contacted him, and he was so much fun. And having him back on tonight, it's really great, this mix that we have with you, Miss Tang, and
thank you.
With Jasper, because you get to hear it. This is exactly what Jasper wanted from the beginning. On the Set with Jasper Cole. It is everything and anything about show business.
Exactly.
It's a big old highlighted person like a Lindsay Lohan, for example. And there's certain things that we all know about her because of what we've been privy to in the press. Now you have somebody on the show.
Well, don't forget, Mustang is a Jersey girl right up there with the Lohan.
Yeah, we talked about this. Remember, if I meet up with her, I'm going to take care of that.
But listen, now, we got to let you get into your segment here because
yeah.
Amy Weber. Now, will you stay on when Amy calls in so you can talk to her as well?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, I'll stay on for a bit. I mean, I'll try to keep it short and sweet tonight.
Do your thing. Go ahead.
All right, so basically, I want to say hello to all my fans and friends out in Twitterville and Facebook. Tonight I chose actually to talk about animals.
Yeah.
Because animals, to me, have touched me in so many ways in my life. And the dog I want to talk about, her name is Morgan Daisy. She's a min pin. What had happened about, say, 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, I was sick, as I am still today. And I had this friend. She was she was like a millionaire, say. She would go out and buy like brand new dogs and just like clothes. If she didn't like them, she would just like give them away or return them, So I had pet sat her dog for 2 weeks while they were in the Caribbean. So this was a little tiny dog, really tiny, and I trained it. I stayed in her house for 2 weeks. So they come home and stuff, pay me and everything. I go home. So I get a phone call like a week later. Meanwhile, I'm in the hospital. I have my PICC line in. I'm like half dead, seriously like half dead. And she says to me, Sally, you need to come pick up your dog. I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, you need to come pick up your dog. This dog really needs you. So what do? I'm in the hospital. I call my friend. I'm like, listen, you got to go pick up my dog. So, all right, I decided to adopt Morgan Daisy. Meanwhile, this girl went on to buy like 5 more animals and just literally give them away. It just makes me sick. But the story with Morgan Daisy I want to share is this. She came into my life at a time where I was really, really sick. And this little dog, I had it for about 2 years, but I'll tell you where she went when I finish the story. I had moved to an apartment from my house at the time. So I had my 2 cats and I had Morgan. And as I went through maybe 3 or 4 surgeries, maybe 8 months in the hospital, 4 months home, this dog stayed by my side and loved me through everything. I just fell in love with her. I adored her. So what had happened, she was with me for about 2 years. And min pins, as you know, they are very hyper animals. And what happens with them is, I actually had my windowsill extended. So this way she could sit on my windowsill and look outside. And, I'd have to sometimes get people to walk her because I was in a wheelchair at the time. It was like a lot of crazy stuff. But you know what? She always made me happy. So one day I'm sitting here and I realized she loves me. She's really hyper. I says, listen, I don't know what I'm going to do. I feel that as a selfless act of love, I really think that Morgan Daisy needs to go to a home that has a yard. Now, it broke my heart. So what I did is I got in touch with the Min Pin Association, and matter of fact, that's who one of my Mazels goes out to tonight, is Billy Duncan out in Mantua, New Jersey. She runs the Min Pin organization. And I called her up, and she knew I was very attached to this dog. So they made an agreement with me that when they adopt the dog out, they have to keep in touch. So the hardest part, Jasper, is I had to take this dog that I loved more than life at the time and actually go outside in a cage and give her to this person that took her away. Wow. And you know what? See, a lot of human beings, when we have animals in our lives, we're kind of selfish. Because we love them. We'll hold on to them. We'll try every surgery. We'll give them every medicine. But you know something? To this day now, it's been 3 years, she's with a family in Sparta they have no children. So this was their child. They had a huge house with a huge yard, so there is a happy ending. She has like a Barbie house like type setup.
Oh, like Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph has something like that, I heard. The thing is really the inspiring story of it is that it was very hard for me to do that, but again, it was a selfless act of love, and I did it for the dog, not for me, because I could have kept her here forever. So basically,
I wish more people would do that, because I see dogs that are locked in apartments and all these situations that it's not good for the dog.
No, it's not. And you know what? See, I have a lot of animals, and I've had many animals. Just as much as I'm against no hate, I'm against any type of animal cruelty.
Me too.
I'll help. And all my animals are adopted.
Me too.
So that's why I brought up the subject this week, because I was thinking, I said, with the past stories that we talked with the last 2 weeks, let me change it up a little bit. So basically that was Morgan Daisy's story. Morgan, I know you're out there somewhere. Mommy still loves you, baby. And a couple people wrote into me, and they wanted to share a couple stories. And I don't know, are we taking any phone calls tonight?
Yeah, we're whoever calls in right now.
If we get any call-ins, just let me know.
Yeah, let me give the number again: 646-727-1328. Everyone, call in for Mustang Sally. 646-727-1328. The lines are open, and we are.
And they're on. Bring it on.
How is Reno?
Reno's. You know what? He's sitting on my friend's lap right now. Looking all soft. I'm telling you, what a mush.
That's adorable dog, and if you go into Facebook, you will see his picture.
He's the best. That's another amazing story. Now, I had pet sat him. I think I might have told you a little bit. I pet sat him about 2.5 years ago, and I don't want to get into graphics on the type of life he lived. He just wasn't an outside dog. They kept him inside. So something that happened where they were going to get rid of the dog. Actually, it's going to be a year on the 18th that Reno's in my fur family.
Wow.
So congratulations to us. So they were going to get rid of him. I said, listen, I'll hunt you down. I'll go to every shelter in the place. You know that dog loves me. You know it, because when I brought him back, I watched him for like 2.5, 3 weeks. The dog looked at me like, Ryan, aren't you taking me home with you? So Reno's with me now, and he's a happy camper, as all my animals are. You know what people say to me? They're like, listen, if I die, I want to come back as one of Sally's animals.
Well, listen, you're talking to someone. I have 3 cats, and I had 2 dogs. I have a 15-year-old dog, Tank, who's living with liver cancer. My one cat, Smokey, tonight is at the vet right now.
Aww. Let me send out some healing vibes to Smokey.
Yeah, he had
thyroid.
He had thyroid cancer. He survived that, and now he's having some stomach issues. But you're talking to the biggest animal person ever right here.
So Jasper, we are sewn at the hip. Then we are exactly the same, because it's amazing how we've come together and. We both have the same
I think animals are the most purest form of souls. I just think they're the most purest form,
And my fans did see, I put up a few things this week, because every week I kind of like to throw out a question for the week. And I had this one that you might have seen. It was with a bird in someone's hand. It said something. You could tell the purity of a person by the way they treat animals.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what really spiked my interest into talking. I mean, I could go on and on about animals, about a lot of my passions. That's why people, you'll have to tune in every Friday, because there is a lot of Mustang to share. There really
Mustang is like the vintage car that just never gets better
right.
with age, right? And every few years they re-up the Mustang, they redo it, and it comes back better than ever.
They could take any Mustang, but they're not going to be me. No Mustang likes Mustang.
And a lot of things happen in Mustangs, right? There's been a lot of...
Oh, boy. A lot of action right now. So the one story I had a couple stories, so if anyone calls in, just let me know. I'm just going to share this real quick one. From Carolyn Mize Tarango from Bassett, Virginia. She wrote in and she said 12 years ago, her and her husband went to PetSmart to buy a bed for their Pekingese, and the Humane Society happened to be there. We walked in, and a scared little puppy that no one was paying attention to, and they just looked at him and said we had to have him. We adopted it. They called him Tipper. They said he was a border collie, that he would not get over 45 pounds. Well, he grew into a 120-pound, tall, muscular dog. My husband jokes when people ask what breed he is, and then he says he's a border collie mixed with a horse. He's a lovable baby that lives in our house with 3 cats we adopted, Snuggles, Smokey, and Charlie, and a terrier.
Smokey,
like
that's
Smokey.
My cat.
And they have a terrier named Chumley. So listen, Caroline, if you're listening, I told you I'd talk about your story. I want you to give all your little pets a meow and a woof from Mustang. And love them. I love when people love their animals.
I love pussy. Yes,
well,
I
heard about that,
Right,
I don't want to go there. You asked me about that last week.
I know.
All right, about me and pussy, okay?
Right, thank you.
All right, well, we'll leave that one alone, folks.
Well, you know, Miss Tang, you know, another good friend of our show is Elaine Hendricks, and she's very into the pet activist movement.
Yeah,
Yes.
we've done a whole show. We've done a whole show with just animal rights activists, and
yeah, I have an event coming up with one of my friends, Kenny from Middletown. He's going to be doing his second annual Pause for a Cause coming up in November. He's going to be on. I'm going to interview him maybe next week or the week after. He's got a huge event he does, and he's an amazing guy. I hooked up with him with that vigil last week, the week before, and he's an amazing guy because he does a lot for animals. And I also have Wendy Diamond, who I'm looking forward to getting her on.
Also, Mustang, let's give speaking of great guys, let's say hi to Lucian Simpson, our friend, our listener.
Yes!
Yes,
Mr.
my
Royalty,
son,
hello.
Lucien.
Yeah.
I missed him because he was, I just want to send out to Lucien, listen, Lucien, I'm with you in your heart, and I know days might be tough right now, but Miss Tang is always here for you. You know that.
Oh, nice, Sally.
We send you lots of love, buddy, and thanks for being on.
Work it out, Lucian.
So I have a couple mazzles. My first mazel is definitely going out to Anderson Cooper. He had his first week on his talk show. And you know what, Anderson, I just want you to know I'll be in your audience on Tuesday. Mustang Sally in the house.
Andy Cohen's going to be jealous.
Well, you know what? I'm going to send a little shout-out to Andy Cohen again, too. Okay. Andy Cohen was looking so hot Sunday, his first night back. But guess what? The Queen of Colon struck again, and I got through. Yeah.
Ah, yay.
Yeah, woo.
I haven't, you know what? I haven't TiVoed. I haven't seen the show yet.
I'll tell you, you know what, I love that guy. I truly do. And I just have so much to thank him for. So you know what? I'll just keep bucking him. I want that crown. Anyway.
Well, listen, aren't they're picking 10 finalists, right?
Yeah, I wasn't in there.
You know for sure?
Yeah.
Well, listen.
Yeah, that's all right. Listen, I have no worries.
You've moved on to Anderson Cooper now, so fuck him.
So I'm going to be his calling queen. Or his queen.
And both their initials are AC.
I know. So that's a little scary. Actually, they're both very handsome.
AC/DC. Oh, my God.
Well, it's interesting. You're right. They're both openly gay. They have both.
Well, I wanted them to hook up. I thought they were going to,
Oh, you know what? They're probably too out. Well, I think Anderson has a boyfriend.
Friends.
Yeah, Anderson has a partner.
Yeah, but I thought they had broke up, and I think that Andy was on vacay with him, Anderson's boyfriend, and Kelly and Mark. What a adorable couple they are.
Well, I want to that just reminded me of speaking of, I want to give a shout out to Lance Bass, because Lance Bass has his Sirius radio show that's now become a regular daily show. It was just once a week. Yes.
Yeah, I heard that.
He's
Work
a great
it out
guy.
Him.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to him and congrats on his new show at Sirius XM Radio, Our Future Home. I am putting that out there.
I like him in that.
We are going to end up at Sirius. I just going to put the vision board out there that Sirius.
I love it.
Radio.
I'm getting more coffee. Do you want some?
No, I'm already buzzing.
Listen,
I'm waiting. We're waiting on Amy Weber to call. Our special guest is going to call.
While you're waiting, do I have I need to? Can I have a little time for a couple shout-outs?
Keep talking, absolutely.
All right, I just real quick on Twitter to Teal Heather. Actually, her name is Heather, but Teal Heather she's known as. Thank you for all the lovely retweets and cards and stuff you send me. You're awesome. To Dave Murdoch from the UK, again. To my cousin Kenny, who stopped in tonight as a surprise visit. Awesome. To Jerry, who I met in the doctor's office today. I meet people everywhere. And to all my fans on Facebook.
You cruise people everywhere.
I'm all over the place. To my good friend Erica, who's sitting right next to me, saying I better give her a shout out, or she's going to poke me with a stick. Hi.
Hi, Erica.
Hold on. Say hello.
Hello.
Hey, Erica. You just said hello to the planet Earth.
91 countries, allegedly.
Well, and you know what? That's what I like, allegedly, because you know what? I think it's even more.
We could,
last week was so much fun.
Allegedly is like LOL, okay? And
just anything you want to say, just say allegedly, and you've covered it.
Yeah, basically. So really, that was my kind of week. Been thinking about the animals, been thinking about a lot of things. I learned a lot of things lately with the ventures I'm on, being the calling queen, Rosie from Altaloma. It's like, I guess you find out, like, when you start getting to know, say, people that are in the business or, you're starting to do things, I guess you start to realize there's some people, not everybody in the world's going to love you.
No.
And this is the funny thing, and anybody can question me on this anytime, anywhere. I'm very confident on who I am in my heart. And honestly, at my age, I've never had anybody that really didn't like me. I think basically it was because they were jealous. But and I realized something. Not everybody's going to love you.
No.
But someone had said to me, you can't possibly love everybody. This is the thing. I have no hate for no one. I have people I love. Maybe I don't like what they do. I have people who are in my life that maybe I love them and I never see them. Love is a big word.
Right.
And to me, I could love the whole. If I want to love, I'll love. Right or wrong?
Right.
What's up with love, Ralph? Come on, tell me.
Well, don't forget
sir,
love.
you love whoever you need to. And if you need to soften that love, you can just spell it L-U-V, girl. Okay?
That's what I do.
Well, don't forget, love backwards is evil, which is towards evil.
Maybe that's what these people are talking about. There's no evil. Well, listen, there's evil.
No, we have Hollywood's bad guys giving.
This is the thing, what goes on behind closed doors. Yeah, Mustang can get her evil on. There's no doubt.
Yeah, L-O-V-E backwards is evil, and depending on what your accent is, that means evil. So.
Evil. What is New Jersey? I don't know if I could change it. For me,
in the South, it's she's just evil.
She's just
which
evil.
Is love backwards.
All right, I'm gonna have to work on my accent.
Evil to the core, honey. Just evil.
You sound like Martha Malcolm. Oh my God.
I was so depressed. You want to hear another quickie? You want a quickie?
Yeah.
I like quickies because it's quickie and I don't have to deal with it.
Don't threaten me with a good time, Jasper.
What's that?
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Bring it.
Okay, because you know how I feel about you. Okay. Anyway.
Well, that's
I thought me and Guy Face Mask broke up.
Face Mask?
Yeah, me and Guy Face Mask. My big fan.
I know. You broke up?
I thought we did. I really had to apologize. What had happened, he seen someone asking me how I was feeling, and I was like saying with my hands, of course. No, I said to him,
comedy is hard, right?
I know, I'm tough. I'm not that good. I am good at it, but
no, you are good.
He got into it, and he says, whoa, Sally, what's the matter? So obviously he didn't read my profile. All it really says is I have Lyme's disease. Really. There's a lot more to it, but that'll happen down the road if people need to know
don't
that
forget, there are a lot of people that would be attracted to Lyme disease, too. It can always work in your favor. Right, Ralph?
Yeah, okay. No, actually, you would never know it. Listen, when you see me, you'd be like,
Ralph
you have no idea.
Ralph tells people he has sickle cell anemia just to get dates, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
So what happened, he says, what's wrong with you? And I was like, he goes, because I don't understand all this girl stuff. Whatever he wrote, and I was just like, well, I'm sick, I have MS and Lyme's, but you would never know it, is what I said to him. Not that it matters. He's in the UK. He's my Danny. I'm his Sandy.
Right.
So I wrote that. He never answered me for like a whole day because we tweet and Facebook all the time. Unbeknownst to me, because I was out all day at the doctor's, all of a sudden I see my one friend. I said, oh, my God, Guy Face Mask is not that nice. When he asked me if I was sick, he never called me, never texted me, tweeted me, whatever. So, oh, my God, I went down a little bit further, and here's this huge letter. I'm sorry I missed you. I was like, I felt like 2 inches big. We apologize. We're now back together. So, Guy Face Mask, if you're listening, Mustang Sally still loves you, sweetheart. I'm always going to send you smiles and sunshine. Because that's what he lives off of that. He lives off of my smiles.
It's actually safe sex because he's in the UK and you're here.
Well, yeah, if we could get a little Skype action going, then we'll be all right. We
and
didn't
like
take
I
that
said,
face mask off.
he's probably in prison and we just don't know it, right?
Well, you know what? I still want. No, that's another thing. Last week we brought that up, and I'm going to tell you something. I was a little freaked out thinking about this. Like, I'm still thinking it's the dirty guy down the road here. I think it's him, you know. Is it really him? And he watches me every day leave and say, ooh, she looks so good, and guy face mask, and it scared me. But no, I checked it out. He's from the UK.
Yeah, well, that's the
UK
thing with the Internet. You know, the Internet, people can perpetrate and be anything, you know.
Well, I'm not, like, we went through that. We said I'm 350 pounds. Actually, I'm 80 pounds. I'm anorexic, and I'm a movie star that I'm portraying someone else.
Yeah, you're actually like one of the Olsen twins.
Well, you're a stand-in for Lindsay Lohan, right?
I almost just spit water out my nose. I'm one of the Olsen twins. They used to remind when they were little. They used to look like those trolls. You know the trolls with the hair?
Right. But
yeah,
you know what's
like them.
Those trolls have laughed all the way to the bank.
That's
you know those girls? They're like billionaires.
I know. Why can't it? Here's Mustang Sally. I got all, listen. I am the richest person in my heart, and I am the poorest person. And you know what? To be honest with you, I'm happy. I'm happy. Yeah, I really am. And people are like, huh? I'm like, yeah, what are you going to do? You got to take life as it is. You know, that's the way life goes, you know. If I sat here every day and talked about, oh, my God, I'm so this, I'm so sick, oh, my God, who's going to really want to listen to that? Like, I'm going to share that with you, but I am not about that. I'm about bringing happiness to people, letting people know that through tough times, through hard times, if they were abused, if they went through illnesses, that, look, you can do it. Just give yourself that lift, and if you need a lift, if you need a help in hand, I'm here. That's what I do. I'll help you. So do that.
Well, as you know, I am a natural-born healer as well.
I heard.
So that's part of my philosophy.
I did hear that. And,
like Ralph, you agree?
Ralph, you heard that, right? Ralph,
Well,
is he really a healer, or, like, what are you doing over there?
As I tried to explain to Jasper, I think when it was told to him healer, they were spelling it H-E-E-L-E-R. Healer.
Oh,
yeah.
That's funny, Ralph. Thank you.
So how's the soles of your feet?
Exactly.
Well, Mustang, listen, we didn't get any callers, but that's okay.
Well, you know what? Listen, we'll call them then next time. Whatever.
We got to spend all this time with you.
I loved it.
You know what? We haven't even taken our first break yet. So
guess what? You need a break.
Yeah, we love you. Thank you so much as always.
Thank you.
And for calling in
guys.
and being.
Excuse me. Oh my God.
Not
like coughing my way out of my show.
I will. Everyone's going to tune in, of course, for you next week as well.
Yes.
And we are going to take our first break. And when we come back, we may have a guest. We may not. We're just going to wing it. It's going to be a great rest of the show.
I'll stay on for a little bit. I'll be here.
Okay, great. Well, listen, we're going to take our first break, everybody.
I'll say goodbye to my friends now, just in case I don't talk. Goodbye, everyone.
Well,
Tune
you
in
stay
next
on.
Friday.
Stay on. Mustang will be coming right back with Ralph and I. We're going to take our first break, and you're listening to On the Set with Jasper Cole. We will be right back. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You're back on the set with Hollywood's bad guy, Jasper Cole. Here's Jasper Cole.
Yeah! Howdy, and welcome back to On the Set with Jasper Cole, coming to you live from Blog Talk Radio Studios right here in Hollywood, California. This is your host, Jasper Cole. I am joined by my ever-trusty co-host, Mr. Ralph Cole Jr. Woohoo! Hey, Mr. Ralph, how are you?
Hooray for Hollywood! Hello, Jasper. Hello, Miss Tang. Welcome
Let's
back.
give it up for Miss Mustang Sally.
Bring it on.
We are back. We are back on this Fun for All Roundtable Hollywood night. We've had an amazing show so far. Mr. Jonathan Jaxson, my new publicist extraordinaire.
Yay.
has joined us. We had the lovable entertainment dish with Dara Zane Scully. Mustang Sally is here, and we are just dishing and doing it all tonight.
Absolutely. Dara.
So everybody, we were talking about animal rescuing and how important it is to, if you can at all possible, rescue animals as opposed to buying. And look, I'm not trying to put people out of business, but there are just millions and millions of animals that are being euthanized every day. Healthy animals that need a home, and they're perfectly fine, and just due to the overpopulation and shelters cannot contain all these animals, they're getting euthanized. But what's amazing is all these people that run these foster shelters and these real angels. I mean, they're just every day I'm amazed how many people rescue animals and bring them into their house. And they
I have a friend who has right now. She's got 17 fosters.
Wow.
She rescues animals. Real quick, my Luna that I have now, who's 3, I rescued her from the garbage dump. Someone threw her in a bag. She wasn't even about a pound, no teeth, and it took me 3 days to catch her. Someone threw her in the garbage. If I ever came across that guy, Mustang would show the ugly side.
Right.
Anyway.
Oh, I'm the same way. I
could be really nice, but don't come with my animals. That's the only thing.
I mean, I care more about plants and animals than I do people because first
they
of all,
don't talk back to him.
No, well, also animals are so helpless. They have.
They are. They're innocent. They just want to be loved. They want to give you love.
People can take care of themselves, and they make their own choices. And don't forget that love backwards is evil, and there are evil people in this world. Right,
and those evil people, they should really do something.
I mean, I play a lot of evil people, and I get to play these despicable characters. But
the opposite of live and live is evil as well. So there's a lot of evil.
Ooh, there you go, Ralph.
And a lot
Bring
of good.
Right.
Bring it on. Hey,
exactly.
I keep missing Dara every week.
I know, with Dara, Dara, in addition to being the real housewife of Orange County and a doting mother, she also is a wonderful wife. So when Kevin the King requests that she go to dinner with him on a Friday night, she realizes she must.
No, I'll catch up with her. Hey, our guy Lucien just tweeted in. He goes, Mustang saves the much-beloved Luna from the dump. Save your humanity by saving an animal today. Lucien, we love you.
Oh, he's the greatest. Let's give out, again, Lucien's Twitter.
Yes, he's at Minted Royalty.
And everyone, Ralph, give everyone where they can, your Twitter name as well.
Ralph Cole Jr., Planet Earth Off.
And, of course, Mustang Sally is at
Mustang Sally 25 on Twitter and Mustang Sally on Facebook. You'll see
and
that.
Again, I have on the set W Jasper, but I also have Jasper Cole Says, SAYS, as another Twitter account. And like one of Jonathan's big goals as the publicist now is to really get the radio show's social media numbers up and out there, and I know he's going to do that. So he has big plans for all kinds of stuff, upcoming events for the Emmys, and a lot of good things happening. So we'll keep everyone abreast about what's happening with the show as we keep going forward here. So I'm just so thrilled because all these opportunities have been coming my way, and I've just needed the right person that could take it and run with it, because I, being Jamaican like I am, I have about 8 careers, and so
I know.
It's
I'm
hard
jealous.
to just, I'm a one-man show, and it's great when you finally find someone that can help you out. So
well, I'm glad
really
that
good.
you guys found me, because I found this wonderful new family with you guys. I love you guys. And Markus,
we love you, Mustang.
I seem
well, we
to
have
miss
to give
you.
Dara props again, because not only did Dara find Jonathan, she found you as well. And
I found out when she found me, guys.
Well, what was that?
Well, I believe it was on June. I'm gonna say June 11th.
Okay.
I went back as far as I could. She must have noticed me talking on What Happens Live to Andy, or one of my positive quotes. And all of us, I never knew she was a radio show host, on the show with you. And all of a sudden, like I said, I get this number, call us at 6:30, we're live, whatever. So I called. I didn't even realize where I was calling. And you know what? I forever thank her, because it brought me to you guys. I love her. Marcus, a shout-out to you, and Isis, love you guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you know, being sick and being stuck in, I'm not always stuck in the house. Listen, I do as much as I possibly can. Like I said, I went to Wendy Williams. I boogied my butt off. She looked at me. She goes,
listen, did you go to her new studio in the new
not
studio?
Not yet. I'm on my way. I don't miss a show. I'll be going to her after Anderson. I got my tickets
I know
ready.
she debuted her new season. You know, I get really some of the best entertainment dishes from Wendy.
You're just going from one gay man to the next.
Yep. Listen, she is so beautiful in person. I'm serious. Like, I watched her and I heard her on the radio, and like a lot of people say, like they look at her and they're like, you know, like she is just huge. She's it. Let me tell you something. I went to her show about 3 or 4 times already, and I think they just love me in their audience because I'm like so enthusiastic. Well, now I'm like, listen, Wendy, I really want to come on your show and tell you all kinds of stuff. She came up to me, and, like, I'm looking at her, and she's talking to me, and I'm wearing one of her necklaces, by the way, one from her jewelry line. And she says, girl, you danced that whole show. Now, unbeknownst to you, Miss Wendy, I have titanium rods in my spine. You would never know that. Mustang Sally always pushes through.
Right.
That's the bottom line. You know, you got to make life what you want it.
Well,
yes,
you know,
it's
like Ralph has a titanium rod in his pants, and
I heard about that. It's going around
town.
It's
never kept him from putting on a dress and some pumps either. Just like
I want to see him, and I like when he gets dressed. By the way, I sent him that song. I loved when I sent him his song he liked with that orangey bird-looking thing. Did you like that, Ralph?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, listen, speaking of pussy, guys, as we're talking, my diva pussy RV, which is Regina Vagina, my tuxedo pussy has jumped on my lap, and I am petting a pussy as we talk. So
see, well then let me grab one too.
Grab a pussy.
I already have
so
one.
all
Sorry.
the listeners that you've got a pussy.
I'll get one. You want to hear one talk to you?
Ralph, grab your crotch and hold on.
I'm going to have one talk to you, okay? I train my animals.
Look, Ralph, look at RV. Oh, which one was that?
That's great.
I can't get her out of the cabin. Don't laugh.
You want to hear RV? Look, here we go. We all have cats. You want to hear the cat? Yes, we all have our cats making their noise. Here we go, right here.
Here we go. Here you go. That was a real one.
What?
Oh. Whoa, cat fight, man.
Oh.
Whoa, separation.
Ralph, move. RV's not
separation, man.
Yeah, on his way.
The fur is flying.
Whoa, I was cutting my neighbor's cat's nails this week, which I cut for her every, month. That's for a little bit. And normally we cut her in a different position, and luckily she went to swat me, but luckily she swatted me with the hand I already did the claws on. She got me right in the face.
Well, there is nothing like a mean pussy. You have got to be careful.
I definitely.
You know, suddenly our show feels like a Saturday Night Live sketch of a bad NPR radio show.
Yeah,
where people are talking about their pussy cats, and they're all like old lesbians with Birkenstocks and flannel shirts on.
You're not right.
I mean, that would be fun. Actually, that's a good idea. Right? That would be a good show. But listen, guys, let me ask you, so Mustang, are you watching any of the new shows this TV season?
Yes. Listen, I did watch one episode of The X Factor.
Okay.
Which, listen, there's a lot of singing shows now.
I know.
I like it. I DVR a lot of my shows because, a lot of stuff I'm doing now, I'm always on the computer, I'm doing this. I watched X Factor. I didn't watch none of The Voice yet, and I am catching The Housewives of Miami.
Okay, let's stop right there.
Oh, boy.
What the hell is that Elsa woman?
All right, now listen, this is where I have to watch what I say.
Is she actually that same cat lady from New York?
No, she's not. And this is the sad part. I'll let you say whatever you're going to say, and I'm going to just be quiet. No, here's the thing.
I actually, I like to just be funny.
I know. You know what it is?
I mean, when I saw her picture on,
a lot of people
all the
are
housewives, That's the one show I haven't.
I remember I seen you. You said it looked scary, and I love Mama Elsa. I think what happened was, I'm not really sure because now I only watched one part of that season, and I hear this all the time about Mama Elsa. You know me, if I feel something strongly about something, I'm going to say it. Like I really ripped Vicky a new one with that Brooke crap. Right. My thing is with Mama Elsa, I really thought she was born like that. I really did.
Oh,
and, I love this woman.
I think that's bad plastic surgery.
No, exactly what I heard. If you listened to the show the other night, it's something about one of her first plastic surgeries. And listen, you know, sometimes in life we're not born with everything together and beautiful. Like I can't help it. I have a gorgeous face now.
Right. Do not hate Mustang because she's beautiful. Thank you.
I mean, really.
Ralph has the same problem. People
me and Ralph, I
him.
can't wait. You know, I'm jealous too. I heard, what is this? You guys are all going to see The Real Drunk Housewives. By the way, which I'll send a mazel out to them because they are coming back to Hollywood October 13th, and I play Rosie from Altaloma.
I know. Well, listen, that's right. We have waited. We're waiting until they reopen in Hollywood because honestly, there's a snobbery in LA about going to the Valley, and so Ralph did not want to go to the Valley because Ralph said he feels like a loser when he goes to the Valley.
What? After he talked about the area he lives in last week?
And so we decided. So Mustang, you're going to have to. You need to get out
Someone
to LA.
Someone has to put me up for the weekend. I mean, seriously, like
Ralph
I got to get out there.
Ralph has a big ass house with a lot of rooms, and so.
Like seriously, guys, someone. I mean, obviously Andy's not going to send his plane for me.
Right.
Obviously, like I'm in Jersey. I'm over here by myself, and I got to bring Reno, okay? Because he's a star. You know, Reno loves the camera, but like. Seriously, I know if and when they do go to Vegas, I'll be there. I'll be in that show. But the thing is like I am a little jealous. Can you take a recording or something? Like, get me there.
Well, no, we're going, and we're going to try to do some sort of remote from there as well. We'll try to do something like that. So.
No, I'm getting out there. I'm going to figure out how I'm getting out there, but I'm going to figure out something. But getting back to Mama Elsa.
Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I think we have.
Your call?
I think we have I think we're going to our political rants with Markus.
Okay. I'm going to say hello to him, and then when he comes on, I just want to say hi to him because I always miss him.
Is this Markus?
Say what now?
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. I love that studio audience. They love me so much. Every time I come on.
And you know what? We didn't even have to hold up the applause sign that time. Well, listen. Say hi to Mustang Sally. She wanted to be on with you.
Sally.
I miss you, Markus.
I know. We're always like passing when the show is happening. I know. How are you, sweet?
And I'm fine, but like, you know, I love your wife. She's beautiful, but I hear your voice, and it's like it's seductive. And then you know what happens, Markus? Mustang Sally, when I hang up, is going to start reading Poker Night. I'm addicted. I don't put it down. Hey, I'm a single woman, guys. Seriously.
Now, let me make sure you're. Do you have your batteries charged?
Excuse me?
Do you have fully charged batteries?
I don't. Yeah, I'm good. When I say I'm good, I'm good.
Here we go.
Everything
I want to make sure
good.
that when folks go ahead and start reading the book, they've got plenty of batteries on tap.
Honestly, it's like almost impossible. What I like about it is you as soon as you start reading that book, you get enthralled with the characters and everything that's going on, but then as soon as you know it, all of a sudden everything's starting to feel all like tingly and stuff. We can't talk about this. This is your time, so you know what? I want to say goodbye to you guys. And let you know that I have a reading to do. No, I have I have to go. My batteries are on. No. Listen. You guys have a wonderful night. Ralph, Jasper, Markus, I love you guys. And I will see you next week.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Give it up for Mustang Sally. Wow. I thought she would never shut the fuck up. Just kidding, Mustang. Because you know she's going to listen back to this and be like, no, he didn't. We love her. She is fantastic. I could listen to her all night. God bless her. Well, Markus, listen, buddy, welcome back. Welcome to the show. And as she was talking about, she was mentioning to all the listeners your award-winning book, Poker Night.
Well, I don't know if we won any awards with it, but
well, on the set with Jasper Cole gave it a very high critical rating.
It won the Amazon Award.
Oh wait, guys, hold on 1 second, guys. I think we have. Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Hello. Jonathan.
Hey, how are you guys?
Hey, I saw. I know it's you. I saw your number. I wanted to say hi again. We're on with Markus Redmond.
I've been hearing. How are you, Markus?
How are you? I'm good, man. Nice to meet you on the phone. I've heard nothing but wonderful things.
Oh, gosh, I don't know how true those are, but thank you. Yeah. I'm sorry about the Amy scheduling. I just wanted to call and let you guys know about that. My cell phone died, so I was trying to dispatch her in, so I don't know if you guys would still like to have her on after Markus, but if you would, I would love to still have her on. So.
Oh, absolutely. No, like I said, if she wants to call in, we'll get her right on, and we can all talk to her.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you finish your fantastic interview with Markus and just let you continue with that
Thanks
chat.
so much, Jonathan. Okay, we'll wait for that. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Well, that's great.
Sorry, Markus. Yeah, that's what I love about the show. We're just like interactive, I felt like I was at home talking to to my friends.
But that's the use of the publicist to do that. That's the first time that's ever happened.
Right. Well, I mean, apparently, the scheduling happens and it's a time change. So anyway, let's get right to some political stuff. I wanted to talk about now that the campaign, what do you call it? Conferences are over. The Democrat and the Republican conferences have officially nominated their candidates. Now we're into full campaign season. It's hard to believe. Honestly, I mean, it's going to be less than 2 months is the election. So we're going to be looking at the debates coming up, I guess. And I guess my first question is, do you guys really, do you care about a vice president debate? I mean, we're having one, but I always wonder, since we don't really vote for vice presidents, who the fuck cares?
Well, so, okay, just so we're clear. So we're totally going to skip over the whole concept of playing the guessing game of who of the female cast on Vampire Diaries is topless at Jonathan's place. We're saying we're skipping over that?
Well, no, that's going to all be posted on the website. There's no doubt he's already roofied them. They're out cold right now. In fact, the reason I'm sure the reason Amy might be one of them as far as that goes. Maybe that's why she hasn't called in.
I mean, I'm just saying, we've all seen the Vampire Diaries. That's not an ugly show that's happening inside his condominium.
No, absolutely not. I am not opposed to that being on TMZ.
You know what I'm saying? That might need to be a topic in and of itself.
Well, it does kind of tie into the Republicans, because that would be the kind of thing they would do and then try to preach family values.
Oh, my God. It totally ties in. I just read this today. So check this out. Romney, right? And watch how I do this, because I'm going to do this, and I'm going to bring it back to the vice president, and I'm going to take it right back.
Now watch a boomerang, Ralph.
Watch what I do. So Romney has said for years, and continues to say, that he is going to prosecute pornography if he's elected as president.
Wow.
He wants to actually put a chip in every new computer as soon as he gets in office that will block pornography automatically. This is what he wants to do.
Wow.
Okay? So, now I'm not, look, people like it, people don't, whatever. Here's what I'm saying. He's thinking now, people are fucking broke.
Right.
People have no jobs. People can't fucking afford to pay their rent. They can't, eat. But what he's worried about is naked titties on the computer. That's what's bothering him. So you know what that says about him, right? He likes naked titties that don't belong to his wife. That's his problem. That's what they all
Well, most
do.
Mormons do, except for the gay ones that ride their bicycles door to door.
No, they like them too. They're born with the equipment to like them.
Oh.
These guys, they are so concerned with the stupidest stuff. It's like, dude, fucking healthcare, jobs,
right,
economy. We're worried about putting seriously, you want to sit down with Microsoft and Dell and Hewlett Packard, and you want to sit down with these dudes because you're president, and this is your big move is to put a chip in every computer that comes out so that people really, we're going to turn porn into like a drug that's illegal to get.
And how do you define the pornography?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's
one man's porn is another man's Bible. I mean, you know.
Right? This is what I'm saying. So see, this is why I think the reason they do this whole vice president thing is because it's just another strategic distraction thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't give a shit. Nobody gives. Look, if they made the movie called Air Force One, okay?
Right.
Because the president's plane got taken and the president got taken hostage. I have always wanted to write the movie called Air Force Two, where the vice president's plane got taken hostage and they call and nobody picks up the phone.
Well, because they were on JetBlue, probably.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
it's like,
probably
come
what
on,
it is.
Dude.
I always say, first of all, why can't commercial flights be made out of whatever? In history? I don't believe an Air Force One has ever crashed, right?
I don't think so. No.
So no. I mean, why can't commercial flights be made with the same care that Air Force One is?
Because
deregulation,
cost effective,
right?
I think. And what we like to do as the government is spend as much money on bullshit as we can, so that the people that need that money can't get their hands on it. Because
I've always found that fascinating, and thank God it's never happened. But truly, when you think about it, and with just the odds of accidents and whatever the statistics are, it's a fascinating thing that, to my knowledge, thankfully, there's never been anything bad happen to Air Force One or any of the presidential or any of the
right.
government airplanes.
Well, see, I mean, obviously there's protection here, especially
right.
with all this stuff that went down. But I like now. This is going to sound really bad, but if you stop and you think about it for a second, it's completely and totally true. If you think about like the vice president stuff, I'm going to go back to the vice president for a hot second. The vice president was really important for Obama because he was a black dude, all right? So we've got all the corporations, we've got all the hierarchy, right? All of these guys who were sitting there, like you were talking about last week, Ralph, to decide who we're going to vote for. Are we going to pick the chick or are we going to pick the black guy? So the backup guy became really important in that particular circumstance.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, as long as he's backed up by the right white dude, all right, okay, sure, go ahead and let him do it. You know what I mean? I think in that particular case it meant more.
Right.
Because if it had been the black dude and the chick, everybody would have lost it. They would have lost it. I'm not saying.
The thing is, too, I mean, honestly, though, with John McCain and Sarah Palin running, I mean, a Chinese handicapped lesbian and a black Muslim Jew could have won because the choice was so bad.
But the thing is, the white guy was in the right spot.
Right.
It didn't matter. You know what I mean? It was like, okay.
Although I have to tell you now, I actually think Biden is I think he doesn't help the ticket. I think he's kind of been making so many guffaws lately that he's starting to look like the old white guy that doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, but you know what? After Clinton's speech, it doesn't matter. As far as
my only concern is Paul Ryan's going to look, I think, really sharp and young and really on point next to Biden. I'm hoping that Biden won't come off as a little bit cuckoo and a little. Right now Biden does look like
little Clint Eastwood.
Well, Biden's got that tanning bed tan and the big teeth and the. It's a little that creepy guy on the golf course in Fort Lauderdale that's having the midlife crisis with a sports car. He's a little creepy like that.
It's true, but you know what I mean? Like, if you look at this is all political opinion. I mean, let's be honest here.
Right.
The same folks that we're trying to get to vote are the same folks that watch Jersey Shore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same
Which is one show I can
people.
say I did not ever watch. Thank you.
See, you know what I mean? It's the same pool of people. So ultimately, those people, it's like a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
This is all just one big miniseries to them. And on that TV show, Biden might have been like the regular, on the series regular when the show started.
Right.
But then Clinton came in for like the special guest star.
Right.
As far as they're concerned, Clinton and Obama are running.
Right.
I mean, there's a brand new ad out right now for Obama. Obama ain't even in the fucking thing. It's just Clinton talking about Obama.
Well,
Joe
as far as I'm
Biden's
concerned, they're doing
nowhere
this because they're paving the way for Hillary in 2016.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Totally.
But it's like he's, at this point, like literally, especially after that speech, at this point, it's like Clinton's running and Obama's running for vice president. Like, that's how
it's the greatest thing ever. If Al Gore had a brain in his head, he would have had Clinton out on the campaign with him. We never would have gotten into the situation with Bush, and Gore would have been president. So,
yeah, but
remember
you know
how
what?
he kept Clinton out of every. He was never allowed to be part of that campaign.
You know what? Here's the thing, and I'm gonna preface this by saying thank you to all the men and women of the service that went out and fought for my right to say what I'm about to say. Gore was an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Gore was a complete and blithering total.
He couldn't even
I
win
invented
his
the
own
internet. Get the fuck out of here. He was a complete idiot.
Right.
And if he was just as dumb as Dan Quayle, if not dumber. And if he had actually won, dude, we'd all be in fucking towels and shit. He would have it would have been worse.
We would have been in what, towels?
Absolutely worse. We would have been completely taken over by all of like the crazy Taliban. It would have been horrible. It would have been horrible. The guy has no sense of anything but his own ego.
Well, it wouldn't have been as bad as Bush, though. Come on.
Dude, look, Bush was horrible.
Horrible.
But Gore...
In fact, Bush will go down as the worst president so far in history. So,
well, yeah, his dad was pretty bad too, though.
Who?
Papa Bush was pretty bad too, though.
Well, the thing about Papa Bush, at least he was one term, but also he seemed to be a little more. I think he was smarter than his son. I think George Jr. was borderline mentally retarded. I think.
Well, wasn't he high for like half his life or something like that?
Oh yeah, he was just that trust-funded kid that would be. He would be, if it weren't for his presidency, he'd be sitting at the country club talking about his glory days of high school when he was, the quarterback.
Right.
I mean,
right.
Yeah, the fact that half of America is such a fucking dumbass to vote for him twice, then you know what? They deserve to be living in their cars right now and don't have a house. Fuck you. I mean, vote for that idiot twice and some, mortgage you can't pay for. Shut the fuck up. Go out and live on the street and shine my fucking shoes.
Who did he win against? Do you remember who he won against?
Who, Bush?
In the second term, in the second term. Do you remember who he won against? I don't even remember.
John Kerry, who was about as boring as the back of my leg.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude. He was just like...
Thank you, Ralph. I set you up for that.
He was just the dude that was out marrying chicks for money.
Well, I just think I'm hoping. I think when it comes to the debates, Obama's gonna just floor Romney because first of all, I don't. All of my family members, not all of them. First of all, my parents are diehard Democrats, but my brothers, my friends that are Republicans, I keep asking them, and I'm being very honest. Tell me something that Romney's going to do to fix the economy besides cut taxes. They don't. I can't get anybody to tell me anything. Nobody knows what he's saying he's going to do. So hopefully he's got some idea.
Well, here's the thing. The thing is, first of all, and this is what they were saying all the way through the Democratic Convention, and it's completely true. There was a new America happening. And Romney, plain and simple, it just represents the old one.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just two separate things. And when you've got a biracial president in a country where you've got, you know, Muslims and people from the Middle East, and you've got people from Asia and Buddhists, and you've got, you know, Mormons and Caucasians, and you've got Baptists and black people, and everybody's commingling, and you've got Catholics and Mexicans and, you know, all of these races that are coming together, that are fighting to live in peace. And then you have this really small, fucked up circuit of people. I don't know if you guys knew about this, but on Twitter, on 9/11, some dude was literally going through Twitter and retweeting all of this heinous shit that people were saying about people of Middle Eastern descent. There were all of these people that were saying all this stuff, 9/11, I'll never forget, I can't wait to go out and kill a sand nigger. People were saying this type of stuff, and they were putting it on Twitter, and this one guy was retweeting it over and over and over and over again. And it's like all of them are talking about the same types of values and issues that the GOP is talking about. That's that America, and then there's the rest of us. You know what I mean? The rest of us who believe that everybody has the right to be treated fairly, that everybody has the right to benefits, that if you happen to have served your country and you also happen to love a man and you're a man, or you happen to love a woman and you're a woman, that you deserve to be able to provide for your family in the same way as somebody else who happens to love somebody of the opposite sex. Like, that's the new country. That's who we are. And Obama's kind of like, he's the poster child for it. You know what I mean? He's like, you know what I mean? He's like, he's a guy who comes from, you know, I mean, it's not, I don't like the term, but broken home in a way.
Right.
He
but
was
who
raised by
who hasn't, you know?
But Mitt Romney.
Right.
Yeah. You know, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, this guy he had two races that he grew up with. He went through all kinds of stuff because of his name when he was a kid, and then he, you know, he just represents what we're all becoming. It's just changing. It's like fucking, you know, it's like when the music industry fought Napster. It's like, dude, okay, now there's iTunes. So what the fuck?
And Napster doesn't have anything to do with the nappy hair, right?
No, that's a whole different.
Okay, I want to make sure. Ralph kind of peaked up. Ralph woke up a little bit there when he heard that. I noticed Ralph kind of like looked up, like, wait, nappy what?
I know. We got to figure out a way to make the political part more adventurous for Ralph.
Oh,
well,
no,
it's
I'm
okay.
totally fine because I can just learn from this. Planet Eartha doesn't always need to hear my voice.
Well, Ralph, no, people do. They at least need to hear a pulse.
Oh, no, I am right here with all of this.
I assure you, Planet Earth, that Ralph is alive. I'm keeping an eye on him as we speak. So
no, you guys, I am all right.
He'll be voting for Obama, or he won't be on the
only thing I can contribute is that I watched Michelle Obama's speech that was so eloquently executed, and for that I was very proud of her, very proud of myself for watching and understanding it all. And just how it all boils down to, like, if we had a major earthquake now and all of these people were on the same platform, we'd all be scared and looking for shelter. And all of our various powers would all be reduced to an equilibrium of help me not die.
Oh, my
God.
God.
And when
Marcus?
Michelle Obama said that whether you're Republican,
Huh?
Democratic, or Independent
Wait,
or
listen,
whatever.
I need to back up to you. There was something about equilibrium. I need to get that down.
You gotta let him flow, man.
Marcus, Ralph, what was the equilibrium?
It's the equilibrium of...
Why? That's Jaxson.
All of us.
You don't let it go. Sometimes people just got to flow, man. Sometimes you just go in a street. You just let people figure it out.
Okay.
In fact,
Go
this
ahead,
will
Ralph.
be the promo for next week. The promo for next week's show will include Ralph saying the word, the equilibrium of the unified voting congratulational.
Yes. I knew what you were saying, Ralph. I knew what you were talking about, dude. I knew the equilibrium of the unification of the peopleification. I knew what that meant.
Thank you, Marcus.
I was with Ralph, and I was listening. I was on every word, and then I heard equilibrium of the justified mission of the something Obama and Michelle had a pretty dress on. I missed all the rest of it.
Sometimes the passion don't forget words. Sometimes, hey, that's why they have speechwriters. Sometimes the passion.
I mean, I've heard of Mr. Double Talk. This is like double talk and then some.
That's. I understood you, Ralph. I get it.
Do you guys remember? Do you remember on years ago in Living Color, Damon Wayans used to play this character in prison where he would be writing letters to people and he would be making up all kinds of words. That was one of the funniest things ever.
Yes, like supposedly.
Yeah, he'd be writing letters and it'd just be like, "Dear John, I'm justifying my collaboration on the constitutional recipe."
My favorite word that ever came out of that skit was supposedly. That was my favorite word.
What is it, Marcus?
Still use that word, supposedly. He would go on some sort of tangent, and he would be like, "Well, supposedly."
Yeah.
I just thought it was the funniest fucking thing.
It's like allegedly, but supposedly.
Oh,
now,
my
speaking
God.
of black folk, as I wanted to see if either of you got to see, because for your listeners who are not in Los Angeles, we had a clusterfuck situation here 2 days ago where there was a car chase, a bank robber, and guys robbed a bank, and then they went down the street throwing money out the window. And they ended up in southeast L.A., where it became. Did you guys see this on the news?
No, I didn't see this.
Oh my God! It was a scene out of a movie where they got the guys, they cornered them down in South Central LA. The neighborhood came out in thousands of people. In 11:30 in the morning, nobody had a job. Came out in support of trying to help the bank robbers. There weren't enough LA police there to keep the rioting down. And people were jumping in the car and grabbing money out of the car and stealing it right in front of the police and the camera crews.
Why put the whole thing with black people?
No, what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to point out to you is, the Republicans went on later that day on Rush Limbaugh and all the shows and said, "See, this is what happens when you let the black president take over and he doesn't help his own people. Look at all the blacks. They were all, you only saw blacks," they said, "out there that trying to grab for money. Where were all the poor?" We don't have poor whites because we take care of our people. That's what Rush Limbaugh said.
Oh, are you serious?
I swear to God. And they would interview these people. Now, on the flip side, I have to tell you, it doesn't help anybody because they would interview the guy and he'd be like, "Ain't working. I ain't studying about getting no damn job. He's like, there's free money flowing. As far as I was concerned, Jesus was throwing money from the sky. But the scariest thing, guys, were the LAPD. They didn't have enough. They could not control the situation. People just started coming out. I mean, it looked like thousands just kept coming and coming. Then they put the criminals in the two police cars. They couldn't even get the cars out of the neighborhood because the people wouldn't move out of the way. And they didn't have enough backup yet to come help them. And I was thinking, so if we have a major earthquake or some sort of, like, catastrophe, we're supposed to assume that the LAPD can control all this? It was really scary.
What's really sad to me is that you know this story so thoroughly, and I knew absolutely nothing about it.
Well, I don't know. How did you live here in L.A. and not watch? How did you not see this on the news?
Like the two black guys knew nothing about it.
If you don't happen to have the TV on, I didn't see it.
I love that the two supposed African Americans on the show didn't see anything about this on TV.
Well, whatever. I knew that Amy Poehler and Will Arnett were breaking up, so whatever.
I'm the one that looks like Cat Williams. I guess I'm more black than either one of you.
On my end, I was busy working, so I was doing that.
Thank you, Marcus. Once again, thank you.
Speaking of working, I did want to say that the movie Here and Now, starring Markus Redmond, Bobby Phillips, Jasper Cole, Ralph Cole Jr., Tara Buck, Luis Moncada, who am I forgetting?
Jennifer Lee
Nadia Bourgeon, and who else?
Jennifer Lee. Did you call her Bougie?
I called her Bougie. Nadia Bougie, is that her name? Yes. That is coming along fiercely, and we are happy to report that we will be having updates on that because that movie's going to get made, and it's going to be a blockbuster.
I want to give a shout-out to my daddy. Today is his birthday. He would have been 87.
Oh, God bless him. And he was a wonderful doctor, and he actually made house calls, and that never happened.
Absolutely.
Listen, guys, the show is counting down. We only have 10 seconds. I love that we always talk it out at the end here. But everyone have a great weekend. You've been listening to On the Set with Jasper Cole, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Don't miss a minute of On the Set with Jasper Cole and get the inside scoop on everything going on behind the scenes in Hollywood.